Hey, WheelSnipeSelly here. It is Tuesday, April 18th. We're looking at the ES daily, the ESM June contract, and we basically kind of just ran up, came down about halfway almost of the previous day wick, and kind of consolidated. Got a treat for you guys today. You guys will see what not to do. So let's go down to the 4 hour. And so basically coming in over London, it made the high of the day, like right around 6, and then came down and then kind of consolidated. Let's go to the 1 hour. And I kind of try to keep all my annotations because we'll kind of go through them. But yeah, a lot of rules broken today. Surprised I didn't blow the account out. But I think we ended up like up $8. Yeah, we'll kind of go into it. So hopefully you guys will learn from some of my mistakes that I made here. Let's just turn off the... So right at 8:30, we made the high of the day. So I wasn't looking to trade until around 10. So here's midnight. We have our Asian range here. This is a pretty tight consolidation, so that was good. We came down, made the initial low of the day, and then it just kind of rallied up. So since there was a big movement pre-market open, I wasn't interested in trading that AM session. So then we end up coming down, and then we just kind of consolidated and chopped. So you'll see what it's you'll see the trades that I took all inside this chop here. Looking at the 5 minute. So we did have market structure shift, displacement lower, right? And right at around 10:30, we took out the low, or that initial low of the day. Overall, I'm still bullish. So I guess the one good takeaway is that all of my trades were long today. I didn't flip-flop short and long. Let's go down to the 1 minute. All right, let's dive into this stuff. So you can see just from looking at this, like this just looks nasty. Like this is just kind of range bound consolidation, all in this area here. This is all my things are going to come up. All in this area is basically range bound trading. So starting off, my first trade here, I watched this kind of make this relative equal high here, and then it broke down. We took out sell side. We had S&T with the Dow, and it looks like I was doing the 30-second. So let me go down to the 30-second time frame here. Okay, so this is trade one. We came down, took sell side. We had some displacement. We kind of consolidated. We traded into this 30-second fair value gap. So right around 12, I was kind of watching, and once I saw this displacement up, we broke these highs. I was targeting the lunch stops here. Let me actually put my trades on. So you can see I entered right here, institutional order flow entry deal. I was looking for this to stay open, had minimal drawdown, and had a 5-handle move. So I couldn't just stop on this one. So I was up about 250, and I wanted to keep trading. I kind of told myself yesterday I wanted to push a little bit more, but this definitely wasn't the day to try and push. I'm going to pull over our 3 indices here. So you can see right after 10, it's just YM kind of went up a little bit and then consolidated. NASDAQ was pretty nasty. ES was pretty nasty. But so I'm going to show you guys today what not to do. So should have ended my trading, had a win for the day. I think we were at like 759 out of the 3,000, but here we go down the rabbit hole. So right here on this trade, I was looking for to take out this buy side here, which let me put a. So after that first trade, I was like, okay, this looks like we want to push up and take out the higher lunch buy stops. So I entered on a volume imbalance. Let's go to the 1 minute. This was not. I entered on a volume imbalance. We have our breaker here. So at the time I entered, I had in my mind that we were just going to keep pushing up to take this out and then reverse back down. That did not happen. So entered here, we made that initial push up, failed. We came back down. There was some quick movement, which we'll see in that video recording. So at 12:51, there was a huge push down. I didn't like it. So I had my stop, I think below at this new week opening gap low. And then once that happened and we started to push back up, I was rolling my stop up. If that were to, continue to break down and take out these lows. So I ended up choking my stop up on this one. I think I was able to get out of that with like a $104 loss. Shortly after that, in the 1 o'clock hour, we had this quick movement up, and I was like, "Yep, this is the move that's going to take out the lunch stops." So I entered here on this fair value gap. I labeled this as an institutional order flow intradeal just because we had a break in structure. We came down, we tapped in here, we came up, we tapped once, one tick, and I was expecting to keep on expanding, but that didn't happen. So we ended up, I ended up moving this. This one was a full 5-handle stop loss. So let's go on to the next one. So this one's right around 2. We had a SMT with NASDAQ. We traded down into this 5-minute fair value gap. And I treated this as an order block here with our market structure shift. So I entered right here with my stop below this low. And we had it kind of came back and stopped here. I think my stop was below this 5-minute fair value gap. Reversed nicely and then kind of chopped around. I was looking for this to push right up to I wanted to push through this existing fair value gap. So I guess in hindsight, I could have just taken profit here once it tapped into this fair value gap, but I was looking for it to push through. So that this was I think it was like a $45 win here, which at one point I think I was up about 200 and just didn't take it. So this came back, and then right before 3, we came down. We had a huge push lower. I was not looking to take this short. Like I said, I was long all day, so I was like, well, we're clearing out these relative equal lows here, and then I kind of waited. I didn't really get an entry. If we go down to the 30-second, I know I was trying to scope this out on the 30-second. So you can see here, we traded down into this 5-minute fair value gap. We created a market structure shift here. We didn't really trade down into this fair value gap, which is fine. So that means that it had some energy to keep going. And I didn't really find a good place to get in. So in the recording, you'll see I kind of moved my stop up quite a bit, or my buy stop. And then so we got pretty close, and I ended up chasing this one, and I entered right around here, and then we pulled back I had my stop below this swing low here, and then we kind of reversed up. We had a 30-second fair value gap, so I added one here, and we had some movement. I was kind of documenting. We had the mean threshold of the M5 wick here on the 5-minute, and we end up just kind of consolidating a little bit. So I was basically, this was my end of the day trade. I was looking for this to just push through. This was my draw on liquidity, and I was pretty dead set on that. So it ended up stopping me out, I think, with I think it was like a one handle, so 2 contracts. I think that was like a $109 loss on this one. So it ended up taking me out right here. It pushed down, so right at that 350. That's when the algorithm will kick in with orders. So it ended up taking me out, and I had my stop up, I think, right at this swing low. So I was like, well, it needs to go and take out this draw up here. So after that, I basically saw this start to reverse. We took out this high. So then I entered on this 30-second fair value gap with 2 contracts. And I think if we go down to the 15-second, I think I was down on the 15 on this one. Yeah. So we had this fair value gap here, and I was like, I would like for this to stay open. It came down, touched it, and then basically rejected off and then hit my target. But I couldn't stop then. So I was like, okay, well, it's going to push up into this higher 5-minute fair value gap, which I'll show you what I was looking at here. So I had this here, and I'm like, yep, this thing is going to keep pushing. So I had my sights on this for, I was just trying to get another like quick $100 scalp, but ended up getting burned on that and was down 154. And this was a dumb trade. I just entered on a volume imbalance here, and then I basically just got stopped out. I basically had my stop below this fair value gap here. So this was unnecessary, but just kind of wanted to show all of my kind of ups and downs for the day. I think after I had the 2 days of like back-to-back losses, I don't know if I was like scared to take trades or what, but I definitely I think I got over that today. Like I said, we had 7 trades, I think. Like I said, I could have easily blown out my account in this type of condition, but thankfully I didn't. So hopefully you guys kind of learn something from this, learn what not to do. I'll definitely be journaling about this tonight in my actual handwritten journal versus just the screenshots. So the other thing is, this took forever to kind of put this, to do the screenshots, put it in the trade log. Like, so I just the fact of that, I don't want to be taking 7 trades in a day. And this, clearly was not a day to try and do that. But anyways, we ended up 878 for the day. Let's go into, we will do the trade reviews. All right, so here we are, trade 1. We were right at noon, and you can see we took out sell side. I got buy side in the crosshairs right here, and you can see I have that fair value gap. This is the institutional order flow entry deal that we entered, and very little drawdown on this one. So I'm looking for that second fair value gap to stay open. And this is the idea on this one is the lunch run on stops. And each of these trades, they're just going to be a minute long because there's 7 of them. So it'll be real quick. I did a lot of the explaining in the daily analysis just to kind of speed this up. But overall, I think it's going to be a little bit of a longer video today. just with all of the mistakes. So just kind of framing the trade here. I got the target set, and you can see we're tagged out with profit. Took the screenshot. So here's trade 2. I'm entering on this volume imbalance here. This is a poor setup, but was looking for this to continue pushing higher. Like I said, overall was bullish because we went down and we basically rejected off of that 1 hour fair value gap. You can see that candle on the 1 hour on the bottom left. So was anticipating this to continue up. I noted the order block on the 5 minute and was noting that the dollar was looking weak. On the dollar, about after 10:30, it just didn't really do a whole lot, so it didn't offer any confluence. So that made it extra difficult as well. So you can see my target was just right up there at that 41.81, and it reverses down through the breaker. And I didn't like that huge move down, so I'm basically choking my stop up on this, and we're tagged out. All right, so here is trade 3, and I did an institutional order flow intradeal on there. Since we moved up, we had a break in market structure, and it just went down just a tick, and this reversed on me pretty quick. Just kind of zooming out to the 5 minute here. And we're kind of in this choppy condition here. So my thought is, all right, well, my stop's right below this 5 minute fair value gap. The dollar is moving lower, so I was anticipating to get some movement on ES higher, but that it was pretty choppy in this area here. So we'll let this one play out. Just showing the dollar. I was targeting the dollar to go lower, and the ES happened to be following it. So we're tagged on that one. That was a full 5 handle loss. So here is the trade 4, and we're right at 215. So I entered on this this market structure shift. Like I said, I ended up buying 1, and then so I was getting some movement here. I really wanted this to push up through this swing high, and this is where I didn't take. You can see I had my profit right above that fair value gap, so this kind of failed to meet that. I have that buy side relative equal highs there, and I'm showing that the dollar is dropping hard, so I end up bringing my stop up to better than break even. You can see at one point I was up like 200 on this one, and then it just kind of fails at this point. So I was really looking for that to push up through. So this is trade 5, and you can see once we rejected off of that 5 minute fair value gap, there wasn't really a place for me to get in. So I was looking for an entry on this one because I'm like, okay, well, we're finally going to go take out that buy side. So I want to be a part of that move. And you can see here, I end up just rushing an entry. We came back down into that 5 minute fair value gap. That's where I initially had my buy stop. So I just need to let that sit there. And if I get filled, I get filled. If I don't, I don't. I just need to let that go. So I end up adding another one as we were down in that 5 minute fair value gap. That was where I initially wanted to buy. So I end up buying there. I move my stop up here. We're getting some movement. I'm thinking that this is going to be our move for the end of the day, the end of the macro, and then it comes up and tags me out just because I had my stop moved up. So once we came down, we took out sell side, and I put my buy limit right on a 30-second fair value gap, or I'm on a 15. So I entered on that 30-second fair value gap, and my stop is below that up close candle. I note that I would like this to stay open. So this is, I was pretty dead set on getting that draw on liquidity at 41.8275. So this was the move I was waiting for, and like I said, I broke a lot of rules today. I ended up going with my gut on this one because I was like, this is going to be the trade. And then this was a stupid mistake here that I made. Just trying to, I basically got greedy on this one. I wanted to see this go up into that outlined fair value gap right around like 41.85. So I'm like, oh well, this will be a quick scalp for $100, but end up losing 154. So yeah, we'll let this one play out. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys learn something along with me on this one. This is a pretty rough day, and somehow I was able to come out positive somehow with those 7 trades. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to drop me a comment. We will go into the Topstep dashboard. All right, guys. So here we are, Topstep dashboard, 523.68. We're just kind of cruising here, not really doing a whole lot. You can see here all of the trades for today. So I think it was 7. I think it should have been 7 trades. I had 7 on my list. But anyways, 18 total contracts. And yeah, so just basically up 878 for the day. So not very good here with the discipline, but we'll try to do better tomorrow. Let's go into the trade log, and we're looking at 18th. So we're looking at these. Okay, let me zoom out here. Okay, so the first trade was at 12:03. You can see all of these are long, so I wasn't flip-flopping back and forth. I had my bias was bullish after we made that move down. So the first trade was up 245.42. I could have just stopped there. That would have been ideal, but I didn't. Then minus 104, minus 254, plus 45, minus 109, plus 340, minus 154. So that puts us at 522.68. So basically a wash with all this work today. But I think I definitely learned some good lessons. Hopefully you guys can, learn from these mistakes as well. Let's go into the calendar. So here's all the trades. I'll pop in them real quick. So trade 1, this is the winner. And then we had a loss here. Here's trade 3, another loss. Trade 4 was just a barely win, like 45. Next one, this was the trade towards the end of the day that I was looking for, that end of the day macro. And here's the macro, the end of the day macro that I caught that went my way. And then this was the poorly entered, no discipline on this trade, where I was just trying to get in and get another quick buck. So let's look at the economic calendar. For tomorrow, we only have the petroleum status report, but the main news is on Thursday and Friday. So jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed, manufacturing index, existing home sales, PMI composite flash. So the plan is to just try to get a 5-handle move and stop. So we will try to do better tomorrow, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll check back in the next time we take a trade. Thanks for watching.